Hey all, this is Val here with another Dungeon Hunter Champions video. In today's video, we're going to talk about Baltasar, the Fire Vampire. Alright, so I know I'm on a late show, everybody, but I did get this guy built finally. You guys saw me actually stress over it on stream yesterday, but he's good to go. He's level 60. I tossed some skill ups into him. So let's hop right into it. You know how we do around here. His auto attack skill, Eternal Thirst. Attacks enemies with his rapier or claws when in his vampire form. Healing for a portion of the damage dealt. The lower his current health, the greater the amount healed. Bonus damage based on max HP. Now here, believe it or not, you could actually go rapid, you could go mortal, you could go adept. The reason why is you have healing that happens every time he's dealing damage. So the more damage he deals, the quicker, the more you're going to heal. So you could go like rapid attack, crit damage attack. You could go adept, attack speed, crit damage attack. You could go mortal, attack speed, or attack, crit damage attack. So you've got tons of options already just based off his first skill. What I don't recommend, unless you're going to build him tanky, and keep in mind, this version is a fighter type, not a tank type. You could also go max HP to make him more tanky. But in my experience, the bonus damage for max HP is not that great. It just really isn't. But if you want to do it because you're going to use him in arena and you need him to take a hit or two, then I would recommend you could go adept, HP, crit damage, HP, or something like that. So that way you get the most benefit out of it. However, just know you're not going to heal as much because, again, this heals for damage dealt. So the more damage you do, the more he's going to heal. His first active skill, Elegant Execution. Swings his rapier 4 times at an enemy, dealing damage and healing for 70% of the damage dealt. Before each strike, teleports to a random location near the enemy. Inflicts legendary mortal wounds on the first hit. Now that's his normal. Now when he's in vampire form, he does Bat Swarm. Sends a swarm of bats forward, damages and slows enemies in a cone. So here we see he's going to do more damage. He's also going to do legendary mortal wounds, which is just really good. It's very, very helpful in PvP, which is going back to the first skill, why people may want to benefit from this max HP, because they're going to use him there and they want him to be able to hit. They want him to be able to take a hit. So that makes sense. Now, because we're adding in legendary mortal wounds, you want to get just some accuracy because you want this to stick. If you are running Astromancers with them, the slow is going to be really helpful, because now that these units are slow, the Astromancers will ignore defense, which is really nice. So he synergizes very well with them in arena, because ignoring defense is just the bee's knees. I mean, you don't have to worry about it. Now, this is a 6-second cooldown. You could still go adept at this, and it makes perfect sense. You can still go mortal. You can still go rapid. And, of course, you can still go HP if you're looking to make him more tanky. His second active skill, Try Attack. Dashes 3 times in the shape of a triangle. Damages every enemy hit. Heals self for 50% of the damage dealt. Now, when he's in vampire form, Veil of Shadows summons an aurora of shadows, periodically damaging nearby enemies. While active, allies inside the aurora are immune to stun, fear, provoke, grabs, and all hostile movement effects. Bonus damage based on max HP. Now again, we're going to a PvP focus. Right now there's no provoke, there's no fear, but there are stuns in PvE, but really these are big things in PvP. You look at this, grabs especially, so now you've just nullified their GD, because they're going to be in this aurora and you don't have to worry about them being taken. You also don't have to worry about any hostile movement effects. Plus, you get bonus damage based on max HP. So again, if you're using him in PvP exclusively, like you don't really want to use him as a PvE hero, this is actually really, really good and gives more credence to why people are building him max HP, to make him more tanky, and also you get to benefit from this bonus damage here. Also, another build I should have mentioned, if you are going the max HP rate, is mortal HP, crit damage HP is still a valid build. Just make sure you pick up your crit rate. His third active skill, true form. Sheaths his rapier and takes on his true vampire form, resetting all skill cooldowns. While this form is active, he gains haste. All of his skills have different effects, and Eternal Thirst gains 15% life stealing. When he transforms, nearby enemy champions are linked to the vampire for a duration. This link drains health and attack from the enemies, transferring them to the vampire. Each enemy's link will break if that enemy moves too far away. Stuns enemies that are linked at the end of the duration. Bonus damage based on max HP. Enemies drained by multiple vampires will only have their attack reduced once. The reduction is based on the target's attack, and the increase is based on the caster's attack. So basically what this says, you're going to transform, you're going to drain their attack, you're going to drain some health, and your abilities are going to get awesome, and you're going to pick up haste. Now, again, this is very, very PvP focused. It's really good. Don't get me wrong. It's great in bosses too, but there's a huge advantage because at the end of this, you're going to stun those that you've linked to. So this is super good, and you're draining their attack, making them do less damage, and you're getting more damage based off of your max HP. So that is why a lot of people are building him HP tanky, because they are taking him into PvP, and they want him to live. They want him to be able to do all the cool things that he does and just really mess up the enemies, right? So it's good. Again, all those builds before are still valid with this. Mortal, Life, Adept, Rapid. Rapid probably being the least of those, but if for some reason you want to maximize this Eternal Thirst here, Rapid works. I mean, it's perfectly valid. I don't recommend it, but it can work. I know a lot of people that are big on units attacking quickly. For him, you could do it, but I mean, are you going to get that great a benefit out of it? Probably not, but it's valid. I know people who love Rapid for whatever reason, even if it's not a Valk. Hey, teach their own. I don't judge. I don't judge. All right, so his synergy trait, Arena Attack, increases attack of allied champions by 38% in Arena. And it just goes to tell you, GL saying, dude, you really want to use this guy in Arena. So, how did I build him? Not for Arena. Let's take a look at my gear. I went Mortal Keen. Here's the gear. You can go ahead and pause it if I'm going too fast. I went Attack, Crit Rate Attack, because unfortunately, I needed the crit rate gloves to get 100% crit. There you go. Here is his stats. I've got 3,400 HP. I've got 850 something defense, 100% crit, 21% resistance, 2.2k attack. I've got a little bit of bonus attack speed there, 140% crit damage, and 23% accuracy. I actually built him because I wanted to use him in bosses and places like that. He doesn't really have the HP or the defense to be super effective in Arena, but he does work if you manual him. He's not the best unit on auto, to be honest, in Arena. I tried him a little bit before this video, and it was okay, but I think to really maximize this type of build in Arena, you're going to need to manual him. I mean, the 2.2k attack is super nice. On top of the 100% crit, this guy heals and hits for a lot in PvE. I like it. I like it. He does very well PvE. So enough talking about it. Let's see how he does in SW10. All right, so here we are in good old SW10. We all know and love and either hate it or dislike it. So if you take a look at the team I have, this is a little different than the easy to make teams I normally showcase here, because I was working with different builds to see how he performs. Now, he still is top dog in damage in the farmable team that I've shown before, but I wanted to see if I could sort of get a speed teamish type of build out of him. So how this team basically works is I rely heavily on cooldown reduction for him to cycle all of his skills. I will target him here. So I've got Zinnia, cooldown reduction, Manus, cooldown reduction, and energy reduction, and synergy trait, which gives more cooldown reduction, and of course Benthos, who gives shields and even more cooldown reduction. So I wanted the team to be safe, and I wanted this guy to be able to cycle through his skills. So far, the fastest run that I've had with him has been 1 minute and 11 seconds. So it looks like we might get that this time again. it's a pretty, I mean, this team's pretty safe. Like, I haven't even been close to wiping yet. There we go. So a minute, 13 seconds, basically. 14 seconds, I'm sorry. All right. Well, I mean, it's not breaking the speed barrier, right? You're not sub 1 minute on this, but it is good. It is good. So you take a look at the stats. You have Baltasar coming out on top. He's definitely on top, no doubt. This is even considering the OGD from these two guys. So he is leading the pack. He's clearing the waves, and he's doing what he needs to be doing in PvE. So he is solid here. I like him. We're going to do something crazy. Now, I didn't test this. This might not work out at all, but we're going to try him in ED10. All right, so now here in ED10, I went with pretty much the same team, except for because we do not need Zinnia, there's really not a have-to-strip item here. I went with Diva instead because he is going to be taking more damage due to him being at an elemental disadvantage. But for those that know me, I really don't care about that. Well, I do, but in ED10 SW10, I laugh in the face of elemental disadvantage. So why are we doing this? Why are we taking him to this? Because if you're a noob, since he is perfectly buildable, and you might still be working to try to get into ED10, can he work for you in an ED10 team? Is it possible? And that's really what I want to answer, because this is a huge investment if you're early in a game. And there's been a lot of questions in my stream lately about, do I ritual summon? Do I not? When it comes to Diva, when it comes to light AA, I still say, you know, you should wait. If you're new to the game, do something else. You know, work on other things other than worrying about a ritual summon. But there are those that are still going to do it because it's their game and they can play it however the heck they want. Something I totally agree with. So if they're going to do it, I at least want to help them find out, is it viable? Will it work for them? Or are they going to do just a big waste of time? And so far, it looks like this is not a waste of time. Baltasar is actually quite nicely carrying it on his own. Now, what you got to be careful, though, here in my particular team is Kendrick. Kendrick is really good. He has elemental advantage here, so he's definitely lending to the awesomeness that we have going on right now. So I just want you to be aware of that. Kendrick is definitely not a slouch. So here we beat it faster than the galactic standard time of 2 minutes, which is good. I mean, I'm happy with it. Let's see. What is the numbers tell us? He is still king. Well, actually, I take that back. So Manus actually does have an advantage. Keep this in mind. It's a longer fight. Manus has OGD, so it's going to do more damage. Same thing with Kendrick. Plus, Kendrick has elemental advantage, and he has an attack that ignores defense, that is AoE. But even considering all that, Baltasar is still sitting up there with the big dogs. He's not that far behind Manus at all. This tells me if you have the right team and you're trying to work into ED10 and you want a Nat 5 because you just haven't got lucky and you're a noob, this guy can work for you in ED10. Just make sure that you have the right team. Remember what I said, my Kendrick is pretty decent. I do have Baltasar and I have Diva. So, I mean, keep that in mind. Don't come with like a Zinnia or something and like, hey Val, I tried it, it didn't work. Just remember, I said have the right team. I believe Zinnia could work in this team. She'd have to be a nice Zinnia, though. Adept for sure. The reason why is because Diva cranks out some serious heals. If you have a Naga, though, especially Benthos, you could get away with it because you got cooldown reduction and you've got a shield. So that will work. If you if you have the right team, you want a Nat 5, you want to be able to use it in both ED10 and SW10 and PvP, Baltasar is your guy, as this shows. So, my overall thoughts on our main man, Baltasar. I think Baltasar is worth it. If you are a noob, do I think you should run out and build him and just forget about everything else? Absolutely not. I still think going the normal route, building your starter team of Rhoda, Sigrun, Zircon, Zinnia, Mojo is still a good way to go, right? You know, you can pick which. I highly recommend Rhoda, you know, but if you want to go Sigrun, you can. I mean, those are just a great starter team. Now, if you have that starter team, you're like, Val, I'm ready for the big times. Maybe go Diva first. I like Diva. You want to have, heals are so important, and sustain is so important when you're starting out. That's why I always recommend Vital Gear, so you have more HP to tank it. So that's why I recommend Diva. But if you got your Diva, you've got your basic starter team, definitely Baltasar will do you well and help you push in SW10, will help you get ED10 on lockdown. It's generally a good unit. There are other options, but you can't make those other options. You have to get lucky and pull them. This gives you something guaranteed you know you can get. So that's why I recommend him. Also, when getting those other units, do not sacrifice the your first Xenia that you built. Just don't do it. Just don't sacrifice it. Get another Xenia. Farm out the 40 shards. I know that sucks, but don't sacrifice your primary Xenia. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Get another one, okay? All right, that's going to do it for this video. If I missed anything, please go ahead. Leave it in the comments below. If I overlooked a build, also, you know, put it down there. I'm a very humble guy. I usually respond to all my comments, and I'm a fan of constructive criticism and positive feedback. I mean, go ahead. Hit me with it. I'm totally fine with it. Just drop it in the comments below. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you know when I have a new video available. That's going to do it for this video, all. And as always, all you dudes and dudettes out there, stay frosty.